Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha, Shama Sundar Radha, Shama Sundar Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha, Shama Sundar Radha, Shama Sundar Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha, Madhava Radha, Madhava Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurinvalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavati Paschatya Deshatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Is it loose? Hare Krishna. Sorry. Thank you. Hare Krishna. My humble pranams to all the devotees present here at Napervile. Right? Last year we met once. I was asked by the hosts to speak on this topic of Sukadev Goswami, the immortal speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is our life and soul. Sanatana Goswami says, Madeka bandho matsangin madguru manmahadhana mannistaraka madbhagya madananda namostute. Madeka bandho. Srimad Bhagavatam is our only relative. Matsangin. Bhagavatam is our only companion. Madguru. Bhagavatam is our teacher. Man mahadhana. Bhagavatam is our greatest wealth. Man nistaraka. Bhagavatam is the greatest deliverer. Mad bhagya. Bhagavatam is our greatest fortune. Mad ananda namostute. Bhagavatam is the source of great pleasure. Namostute. Let's offer obeisances to Srimad Bhagavatam. Thus Bhagavatam plays 7 roles in the life of a sadhaka. Not only sadhaka, even if you are a siddha, even if you become very mature and even perfect in bhakti, still Bhagavatam is a source of great joy for an advanced devotee. Whether we are suffering conditioned souls in this world or very advanced spiritualists having deep love and affection for Krishna, Bhagavatam is relevant for us. Third canto says, Soham nrunam kshulla sukhaya dukkham mahadgatanam viramaaya tasya pravartaye bhagavatah puranam yadaha sakshat bhagavan rishubhyah. Soham nrunam kshulla sukhaya. Many people in this world, they undergo tremendous amount of distress for kshulla sukha, for meager amount of happiness. For little bit of happiness, they undergo great distress. How to stop this? How to terminate this unnecessary over endeavor for meager amount of material happiness at the cost of great amount of material distress? To stop it, pravartaye bhagavata puranam yadaha sakshat bhagavan rishubhyah. Pravartaye bhagavata puranam. Just to stop this unnecessary material hankerings, Sukadev Goswami spoke Srimad Bhagavatam. In what spirit did he speak? In a spirit of compassion. In fact, Srimad Bhagavatam is very confidential. The subject matter in Srimad Bhagavatam is very confidential. It's pure bhakti, pure devotional service. Although this Bhagavatam is extremely confidential, out of compassion, Sukadev Goswami revealed it to everyone. Yahasvanubhavam akhila shruti saramekam adhyatma deepamatititi rishatam tamondham samsarinam karunayah purana guhyam tam vyasa sunumupayami gurum muninam. Sutta Goswami offers prayers to Sukadev Goswami in this way. He also recite Yahasvanubhavam Akhila Shruti Saramekam Adhyatma Deepam Atititi Rishatam Tamondham Samsarinam Karunayah Purana Guhyam Tam Vyasa Sunumupayami Gurum Muninam. Yahasvanubhavam means Sukadev Goswami has personally experienced, assimilated, internalized, realized and absorbed this knowledge of Bhagavatam before he spoke it. Yahasvanubhavam. And what is Srimad Bhagavatam? Akhila Shruti Saramekam. It is the Sara, it's the essence of all Shruti scriptures. The condensed essence of all the scriptures is Srimad Bhagavatam, and Sukadev Goswami has internalized this essence, assimilated this essence. And what else is the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam? Adhyatma Deepam. It is the Deepam. It's that transcendental divine lamp that illuminates the soul. This heart of the conditioned soul is filled with darkness, and Srimad Bhagavatam illuminates the dark heart of the conditioned soul with the lamp of divine knowledge, lamp of transcendental knowledge. Therefore, Bhagavatam is called Adhyatma Deepam, transcendental torchlight. Prabhu used the word torchlight. Adhyatma Deepam Atititi Rishatam Tamondham. Atititi Rishatam Tamondham means Srimad Bhagavatam will help us cross over this ocean of material existence. Tamo Andham. Andham means blind. Tamo Andham. We are blinded by the darkness of ignorance in this material world. We are caught up in a dark ocean. And it is Srimad Bhagavatam that helps us cross this material ocean. Cross this ocean of ignorance. Cross this ocean of darkness of ignorance. Adhyatma Deepam Atititi Rishatam Tamondham. And this Bhagavatam is spoken in a spirit of compassion by Sukadeva Goswami. यहस्वानुभावमखिल श्रुति सारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपमतितितीर्षतां तमोन्धम् संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यम्. Samsaris means those are caught up in the samsara. What is samsara? Samsara is the cycle of birth and death. This ocean of cycle of birth and death is samsara. And out of his deep compassion, karuna, upon those who are rotting in this ocean of material existence, karunaya aha purana guhyam. Sukadev Goswami spoke this Guhya Purana, confidential Purana of Srimad Bhagavatam. Tam vyasa sunumupayami gurum muninam. Let us offer obeisances unto that Vyasa Sunu. Who is Vyasa Sunu? Son of Vyasadev. Sukadev Goswami. Gurum Muninam. Sukadev Goswami is described in this shloka as Gurum Muninam. He is the Guru of all Munis. Who are those Munis sitting in his class? And Sukadev Goswami is speaking Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj was not alone in the audience. There are hundreds of sages sitting in the audience. So many Munis are sitting in the audience. Amongst those Munis is Vyasa Muni. Who taught Srimad Bhagavatam to Sukadev Goswami? Vyasadev. So Vyasa Muni is sitting in the audience. And amongst this audience, there is also Narada Muni, who inspired Vyasadev to write Srimad Bhagavatam. Right? That means Sukadev Goswami's Guru Vyasadev and his Paramaguru Narada Muni both are sitting in his class and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam as if they are hearing for the first time. Vyasadev never said, I only taught him. He is my student. My student is giving class presentation. I am sitting and hearing. I am testing him. I am here like a jury panel, evaluating, giving him marks. Is he doing it right or not? CPU formula. In our Vidyapit presentations, we use this CPU formula to evaluate the presentations of students. You know what is CPU formula? C for content, P for presentation, U for understanding. What is the content of your class? Is it appropriate content or ChatGPT content? Right? So the jury panel sit and evaluate the content. And content may be good, but presentation also has to be appealing. Is the content properly organized? Examples, shlokas, anecdotes, descriptions, are they placed properly? That is presentation evaluation. Okay, content is great, presentation is also great. How much did he understand it? Is it like parrot-like repetition? Or did someone make a presentation and then take it? He came and he just by-hatted it. Contest karke. Did he just present it or did he understand the subject matter? So we evaluate students' presentation based on the CPU formula. But Vyasadeva and Narada Muni are not sitting in Sukadev Goswami's classes with a paper giving rating C 5 out of 10, P 7 out of 10, U 3 out of 10. They are not giving rating to Sukadev Goswami's class. They are sitting in Sukadev Goswami's class like students and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam as if they are hearing Bhagavatam for the first time in their lives. Why? Sukadev Goswami, very young. How could he mesmerize his Guru and his Paramaguru in his presentation of Srimad Bhagavatam? Before Vyasadev sat in the class of Sukadev Goswami, Sukadev Goswami sat in the class of Vyasadev. Vyasadev taught him. We'll discuss the story. Vyasadev taught Sukadev Goswami Srimad Bhagavatam. But why is Vyasadev sitting in Sukadev Goswami's class for 7 full days and hearing Bhagavatam as if hearing for the first time? Because Sukadev Goswami is empowered by Krishna. Sukadev Goswami is empowered by Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, Vyasadev is also empowered as a transcendental writer of Srimad Bhagavatam. He is the immortal author of Srimad Bhagavatam. And Sukadev Goswami is the immortal speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Sukadeva Goswami was thoroughly empowered to describe Krishna's pastimes, especially Vrajalila. I am not saying this. Krishna himself said it. Once Narada Muni met Krishna in Dwaraka, and the discussion between Narada Muni and Krishna was about the Vrajavasis. Krishna started speaking. You know how much I love the Vrajavasis. I can give up my Dwaraka opulence. I can give up all my relatives in Dwaraka. I can give up all my queens in Dwaraka. I can give up everything and just go and sit with the Vrajavasis in Vrindavan for the rest of eternity. That's the amount of love I have towards all the Gopas and Gopis and Yashoda Mata and Nanda Maharaj and all the cows and calves in Vrindavan. Vrindavan is in my heart. My heart is in Vrindavan. So he's speaking so beautifully about Vrajavasis, pouring out all his affection and love that he has towards the Vrajavasis, the residents of Vrindavan. At one point, Krishna said, my pastimes in Vrindavan Dham are not easily understood by common people. No one can describe the glory of my pastimes in Vrindavan. It's inconceivable for so many people to understand and describe my beautiful pastimes with the Gopas and Gopis and especially the Madhurya Gopis in Vrindavan. Then Krishna said, there is only one person who can effectively describe my Vrindavan pastimes. You know who is that? Sukadeva Goswami. By the time Sukadeva Goswami did not begin speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, before even Sukadeva Goswami spoke Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj, Lord Krishna already predicted that Sukadeva Goswami will be the empowered speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam, empowered speaker of Krishna's Vrindavan Leelas. And he's saying this in front of Narada Muni, who is the guru of Sukadeva Goswami. Krishna is telling Narada Muni, your not disciple, your grand disciple will be the empowered speaker of my Vrindavan Leelas. Narada Muni is saying, can I not describe? I am the Guru, I am Jagat Guru. I am the Guru of so many of your devotees. You know that? Prachetas are my disciples. Prahlad is my disciple. Dhruva is my disciple. Haryashvas are my disciples. Shavalasvaras are my disciples. And I am the one who spoke about you to Rukmini Devi. That's how she became attracted to you. Shritva Gunan Bhavana Sundarasana Hanumatamte. Narada Muni did not say, I am instrumental in your marriage with Rukmini. You understand that? You are not telling my name. I am the Guru of Sukadeva Goswami. And you are saying that I can't describe Krishna's your pastimes in Vrindavan. And Sukadeva Goswami will describe. Different devotees are meant to do different services. Don't be jealous. Don't be envious. Stick to what you can do. Follow your heart. When you take up some services just to impress people, just because those services will give you some public attention, some recognition, some name, some fame, some prestige, we have not understood the spirit of rendering devotional service at all. That's not the mode of taking up some services. We take up some service as instructed by our spiritual masters, our seniors, our authorities, our superiors. And we render services according to our capacity, our inspiration. But we don't do services by comparing ourselves with others and competing with them and trying to outsmart them, supersede them, defeat them. That's not the mode of doing any service. And especially when we see another devotee excelling in a service in which we also have some experience, there is some envy in the heart. There is some jealousy in the heart. There is some discomfort in the heart. Narada Muni never had such a discomfort. When Krishna is personally speaking to Narada Muni that Sukadev Goswami will be speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, and in that Srimad Bhagavatam he will be describing Krishna Leela, my Vrindavan Leelas, and he will be the most empowered and effective speaker of my Vraja Leelas. Narada Muni never felt that, why am I not the empowered speaker? Why my disciple Vyasadeva is not the empowered speaker? He gladly, with a broad smile on his face, accepted that yes, Sukadev Goswami is the empowered speaker of Vraja Leelas, Vrindavan Leelas of Krishna. That's the attitude of a Vaishnava. A Vaishnava is not meant to become jealous of others, envious of others, but appreciate everyone, encourage everyone, empower people as much as humanly possible. So, Krishna personally predicted that Sukadeva Goswami will be the immortal speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, how did Sukadeva Goswami end up speaking Srimad Bhagavatam? When Sukadeva Goswami was born, actually he was very detached personality. He was within the womb of his mother, and he was not even willing to come out of the womb, because he understands, if I come out of the womb, I will be exposed to this Maya, so much of temptation. And all these temptations will inevitably lead to tribulations. Where is the possibility of focusing on my spiritual life amidst all the temptations and allurements and distractions presented by Maya? So he was not even willing to come out of mother's womb. Don't ask me how. Can a child choose to stay in mother's womb for a long time? Does he have a choice? Or can a mother keep the child within her womb as long as she wants? Don't ask me all these questions. I won't be able to answer. In those days, people had that power. You know, Diti, Mother Diti, she held her pregnancy for 100 years. She was holding Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu within her womb for 100 years. Can any mother do that in Kali Yuga? Can't hold even for one day more than the inevitable time, more than the prescribed or whatever predestined time. Kayadu, Prahalad's mother, she was holding on her pregnancy. She was being kidnapped by the Devatas when she was pregnant. At that time, Hiranyakashipu was doing some austerities to please Brahma and get some benedictions from him. Then Narada Muni came to the Devatas and said, why are you kidnapping this Kayadu? She's another man's wife. You can't insult her like this. You can't trouble her. And she's pregnant also. Then the Devata said, no, we didn't want to harm her. Our intention is not to harm her at all. But in her womb, there is a descendant of Hiranyakashipu. Just as Hiranyakashipu is a great demon, his son also will become a great demon. So, as soon as the son takes birth, we'll finish him. And after that, we'll release her also. We'll not harm her. We are not in a mood to harm any woman. But Narada Muni said, what kind of logic is this? Just because father is a demon, will the son also become a demon? Is it Vedavakya? I said, no. I am telling you, this is Sadhu Vakya. I am telling you that the child within the womb of this lady will become a Mahabhagavat devotee. A devotee greater than all of you. Devatas. Then the Devata said, really? She'll give birth to a pure devotee? Hiranyakashipu's son will be a pure devotee? Okay, fine. We offer obeisances to her. They offered Dandavat pranams to Mother Kayadu, circumambulated her and left her carefully in Narada Muni's ashram. And Kayadu decided, I will give birth to Prahalad only after Hiranyakashipu comes back from his austerities. You see, she had that power. So sometimes the mother chooses to keep the child within her womb for a long time. Sometimes the child chooses to stay in mother's womb for a long time. Sukadev Goswami is in a different category. Sukadev Goswami chose to stay in his mother's womb for a long time. Long time. So Sukadev Goswami was staying. Then Krishna had to come and tell him, please come out, Maya will not disturb you. Mama Maya Duratyaya. I said in the Bhagavad Gita, Mama Maya Duratyaya. My Maya is very difficult to surpass, but it will not affect you. Don't worry. Come out. Aaja, bahar aajo. Then Sukadev Goswami came out of the mother's womb as a grown-up boy, not like an infant baby. But as soon as he came out of mother's womb, right on his birthday, he's leaving his father, he's leaving his mother, he's going into the forest. Because Parinishthitopi Nairgunya Uttama Shloka Lilaya. He is Parinishthitopi Nairgunya. He's totally fixed up in his impersonal conception of the Lord. He's absorbed in Brahman. He has no interest in this material world. He is self-realized soul by birth. He realized himself to be Atma, not Deha, not body. So, with complete detachment, he is leaving his father. And the father is running behind him. Vyasdeva is running behind him. My dear son, please come back. Stop, please come back. Today is your birthday. I have to celebrate your birthday. I have to perform your birth ceremony. I have to conduct some rituals. But Sukadev Goswami is not listening only. Sutta Goswami says, he describes this scene. Yam pravrajantam anupetam apeta krityam dvaipayano virahakatara ajuhava putreri tanmayataya taravo bhineduhu tam sarva bhuta hridayam munimanatosmi. Yam pravrajantam anupetam apeta krityam. This child, Sukadev Goswami, young boy, Yam pravrajantam anupetam apeta krityam. No samskaras are done. No rituals are done. At the time of birth, parents perform some rituals and samskaras, reformatory or purificatory processes for the child. But Sukadev Goswami did not undergo any of them. And Dvaipayano Virahakatara Ajuhava, this Dvaipayana Vyasa, Krishna Dvaipayana Vyasadev, Viraha, out of his intense separation from his son, is calling, my dear son, please come back. Please come back. But the son is not coming only. Son is walking, father is running behind. Something interesting happened at that time. When the son is naked, by the way. He's a young boy. He took birth. A young boy, like 16-year-old young man, teenager. And without any clothes, he's walking. He is passing by a lake, beautiful lake. In that lake, there are so many young girls taking bath. There are some ladies from some heavenly planets, it seems. They're happily taking bath. And here is a naked young boy passing, young man, with developed senses, not like a little child, not like 4 Kumaras, 5-year-old kids. Grown up, 16-year-old boy. When he is walking without clothes, while these girls are without clothes taking bath, they didn't mind. They're in their own world and he's in his own world. He's walking and like there are so many trees around, so many plants around. Sukadev Goswami is also around. That's how they thought. Seeing a tree, will someone immediately cover, oh, the tree is seeing me, will they cover their bodies? Not necessary, because the trees cannot glance at them with lust. But lustful glances are not there. Similarly, Sukadev Goswami, it's not that his consciousness is like that of a tree. Tree cannot lustfully glance on a naked man or woman because tree's consciousness is very poor, undeveloped, avrita chetana, covered consciousness. But Sukadev Goswami's consciousness is above material body. It's into transcendental consciousness, right? He is not on bodily consciousness at all. So And these girls could understand that. This Sukadev Goswami is not glancing at us with lust. So they continued to take bath. But behind Sukadev Goswami, Vyasadeva came. He's an elderly man. But seeing Vyasadeva, they immediately became conscious and they started covering their bodies and they are little hiding. Then Vyasadeva asked them, "Hey, what is this? I am an old man like your father or grandfather. You are covering your bodies in front of me. My young man, my son went and you did not bother." He said, he doesn't even know the difference between man and woman only. He is not in bodily consciousness at all. Therefore, he could speak Krishna's Vrindavan Leelas and Krishna's Madhurya pastimes without getting affected. Right? When there is lust in the heart, we cannot understand or appreciate or describe the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Let's not prematurely jump into that. Occasionally, once in a while, in your systematic study, you may read, you may speak. That's a different thing. But as long as there is lust in the heart, we cannot fully appreciate or understand Krishna's divine Vrija Leelas. So, Sukadev Goswami is like this. So Vyasadeva is continuing to chase Sukadev Goswami. Yam pravrajantam anupetam apeta krityam dvaipayano virahakatara ajuhava. This Dvaipayana Virahakatara, out of deep separation from his son, he's calling his son, "My dear son, please come back, come back, come back." But the son is not coming back. Putreri tanmayataya taravo bhineduhu. Putra is not speaking anything, but Tarus are speaking. Taru means trees. His son Sukadeva Goswami did not respond to his calls, but the trees responded. What is the response of trees? Resound. My dear son. When Sukadeva Goswami says like this, trees are also saying, "My dear son." There is echo, right? Resound. That's what they are doing. Reverberation. So, in this context, Suta Goswami says, "Putreritan mayataya taravobhineduhu tam sarva bhuta hridayam munimanatosmi." Although the trees are making that sound or resound, it is Sukadeva Goswami who entered into the hearts of these trees and he is making the tree sound. That's the explanation given by Suta Goswami. Why is he mentioning this before speaking Bhagavatam? Suta Goswami heard Srimad Bhagavatam from Sukadeva Goswami and later he repeated that Srimad Bhagavatam to the sages of Naimisharanya at a later point of time. So this Suta Goswami, before speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, he is offering pranams to his Guru Sukadeva Goswami, and in that context he is speaking the shloka. So he said that Sukadeva Goswami has entered into the hearts of all the trees and made the trees speak in response to Vyasadeva's call. If Sukadeva Goswami can enter into the heart of immobile trees and make them speak, can't he enter into my heart and make me speak Srimad Bhagavatam? That's the mood. So, Sukadeva Goswami is not only an empowered speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam, he can empower us also to speak Srimad Bhagavatam. Without Sukadeva Goswami's blessings and empowerment, we won't be able to speak Srimad Bhagavatam or understand Srimad Bhagavatam. So, when will he empower us? When will he bless us? When we transparently transmit his transcendental teachings without concoction, without any selfish agendas. One who speaks Srimad Bhagavatam is doing a very responsible activity. We should uphold that responsibility. When we responsibly represent the transcendental teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam and transparently present them without any concoction, then our teachings are effective. Then our preaching is effective. But if the transparency is not there, if concoctions overpower Srimad Bhagavatam, or if our own intellectual perspectives, intellectual gymnastics, scholarly, grammatical, my God, what all can come out? When we superimpose our own mundane thought process on the pure teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam and don't present the pure teachings of Bhagavatam the way they are supposed to be presented, or the way Sukadev Goswami taught them, our words don't carry that potency in transforming people. So transparency must be there. Of course, as Prabhupada writes in the first canto of Bhagavatam, 4th chapter, first purport, one has to realize the subject matter nicely and present that subject matter interestingly according to the needs of the audience. We can give examples and anecdotes and other perspectives and lessons and insights which are relatable, understandable and digestible to the audience. That's fine. But we can't concoct our own philosophy, or we can't manipulate the message itself. Medicine has to be same. Packaging can be a little different according to time, place and circumstances. When you're speaking to these children, you have to package it in a different way. When you're speaking to adults, you need to present in a different way. That's fine. But the message has to be preserved. The authenticity of the message must be preserved. The purity of the message must be maintained. Then Sukadev Goswami empowers us. And then we become instruments in the hands of Sukadev Goswami and not just concoct things. Sukadev Goswami, he was going into the forest. Vyasadeva was running behind him and asking Sukadev Goswami, when will you come back? Come back. But he's not coming. Then Vyasadeva had an idea. He called some of his disciples and gave them some shlokas. These are some special shlokas from Srimad Bhagavatam describing Krishna's qualities. Go and recite these shlokas in front of my son. He must be wandering in the forest somewhere. Go and recite. Go. Then the disciples had their shlokas, special shlokas. They entered the forest. They started reciting some special shlokas describing Krishna's nama, rupa, guna, lila. And Sukadev Goswami, although he was so detached, so absorbed in his own meditation on Brahman at that time, by hearing this Bhagavatam shlokas, Sukadev Goswami's heart became so attracted to Krishna. He came back to these people, these disciples of Vyasadeva, and said, who wrote these shlokas? Who is the personality being described in the shlokas? Are there more shlokas like this? Can I know more of it? Please tell me. Then the disciples of Vyasadeva said that your father is the author of the shlokas. You only heard a couple of shlokas, but your father wrote 18,000 shlokas. If you come to us, we will arrange that you hear from him all the shlokas. Oh really? I'll come. So Sukadev Goswami abandoned the forest, came back home. And Vyasadeva started speaking Srimad Bhagavatam. Sukadev Goswami sat in the class of Vyasadeva and he heard Srimad Bhagavatam. Right. Sincerely he heard Srimad Bhagavatam from Vyasadeva. Now, Suta Goswami is narrating all this story. To whom? Sages of Naimisharanya. I hope you're able to follow so far. Clear? Is it clear, kids? You could follow? Okay. I'll ask you questions at the end. I will understand how much you followed. So, Sukadeva Goswami, he came back and sat in the class of Vyasadeva and heard entire Srimad Bhagavatam. Then The sages of Naimisharanya had a question. Saunaka Rishis. Saunaka Rishi asked Suta Goswami, Suta Goswami, you said that Sukadev Goswami is already self-realized. He's liberated soul. Why did he take the trouble to come back and sit in the class of Vyasadeva and study entire Srimad Bhagavatam with the guidance of his father? What's the logic? He's a liberated soul. He's a self-realized soul. He's an Atmarama, self-satisfied soul. How can self-satisfied, self-realized, liberated souls should sit in Bhagavatam class and read Bhagavatam? If you are finding Bhagavatam class unnecessary, remember Sukadev Goswami. Class kaun jayega yaar. Sometimes we become lazy, right? To hear Bhagavatam. I know already. Putana Pastam chal raha kya? Poster. They see the flyer. What is the topic? Putana. Arey, I heard this Putana Pastam 100 times. I gave class on this Putana Pastam 100 times. Why should I hear once again? That may be the mood of a struggling sadhaka, neophyte sadhaka. So, if that is your mood, then you should hear the reply given by Suta Goswami to Saunaka Rishis. You know what he said? Atma Ramascha Munayo Nirgrantha Apyurukrami Kurvantya Haitukim Bhaktim Itham Bhuta Guno Harihi. Say it. Atma Ramascha Munayo Nirgrantha Apyurukrami Kurvantya Haitukim Bhaktim Itham Bhuta Guno Harihi. Atma Ramascha Munayo. Suta Goswami says that Atma Rama means self-satisfied. They don't need anything beyond themselves for their satisfaction. Any Atma Ramas here? Oh, thank God, sir, some lights here. Till now we are in darkness. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya. Anyways, Atma Ramascha Munayo means Atma Rama, self-satisfied sages. Munayo means very thoughtful personalities. Muni means one who is very thoughtful, very intelligent, very analytical, very deep in his thoughts and analysis, philosophy. Atma Ramas and Munis. Nirgrantha, third category. Nirgrantha means those who have nothing to do with any grantha. Means they are illiterate, uneducated. Or even if they are educated or literate, they don't take any interest in spiritual literature. Such people are called Nirgrantha. One example of Nirgrantha is Mragari, hunter. I have nothing to do with any scripture. My job is to half kill animals and take pleasure in the pain of their death. That is his mode. Atma Rama, Muni, Nirgrantha. Atma Ramascha Munayo Nirgrantha Api Urukrami Kurvanta Haitukim Bhaktim. Even if you are an Atma Rama or Nirgrantha or Muni, you will be inspired to perform unmotivated devotional service unto Lord Urukrama, Lord Krishna. Why? Atmaram is supposed to be self-satisfied. He doesn't need anything beyond himself for satisfaction. Why should he take the trouble of hearing about Krishna and rendering service to Krishna? That to Haituki. Urukrame kurvante Haituki bhaktim. They perform Haituki bhakti. Qualities. 64 qualities of Krishna are listed by Rupa Goswami in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu second part. And 64 are prominent qualities only. Krishna has unlimited qualities. So, being attracted to Krishna's transcendental, beautiful, divine qualities, even self-satisfied Atmaramas, thoughtful sages, and even illiterate, uneducated people also get attracted to selfless devotional service unto Krishna. What to speak of Sukadev Goswami? When Sukadev Goswami heard the beautiful qualities of Krishna from these disciples of Vyasadeva, he became so eager to hear more and more about Krishna, learn more and more about Krishna, and perform devotional service unto Krishna. And he gave up his attachment to Brahman and he became attached to Bhagavan. Someone who had some impersonalistic tendencies at one stage of his life, he became a pure devotee. He became so empowered to speak Krishna's Vraja Leelas, Vrindavan Leelas. That's the power of Krishna's qualities. When we get attracted to Krishna's qualities, this is what will happen. And something else also will happen. From Sukadev Goswami's example, we can learn something more. He got attracted to Krishna's qualities. He got attracted to Krishna's Katha, Hari Katha. And he became very dear to all the devotees. When we genuinely hear Srimad Bhagavatam and get attracted to Lord Hari's qualities, on the basis of our attraction towards Krishna's qualities, by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, we develop genuine Vaishnava relationships, genuine Vaishnava friendships. You want a proof? Let's read the shloka, next shloka, after Atmarama shloka. How does Atmarama shloka end? Ittham bhuta guno harihi. The next shloka says, Harer gunakshipta matihi.
Hare
Bhagavan badarayani. Adhyagan mahadakhyanam. Nityam Vishnu janapriyaha. Harer guna akshipta matihi. Sukadev Goswami's mati, his mind, his heart is completely captivated, controlled and captured by Lord Hari's qualities. Harer guna akshipta matihi. Bhagavan badarayani. By hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadev Goswami's mind is completely attracted to Krishna's qualities. Harer guna akshiptamatihi Bhagavan badarayani. And what did he do? He got some initial attraction towards Krishna's qualities by hearing Bhagavatam, few shlokas of Bhagavatam. But he sat and studied Bhagavatam. Adhyagan mahadakhyanam. Then he sat and studied very systematically. Adhyagan. He did Adhyayan. He did Swadhyaya. Systematically he studied Mahadakhyanam, that great narration of Srimad Bhagavatam. You get some initial attraction towards Krishna's qualities by hearing little bit of Bhagavatam. Then you go and systematically study Srimad Bhagavatam. Then your attraction towards Krishna's qualities will increase even more. How many of you are inspired to study Srimad Bhagavatam systematically by hearing little bit of Bhagavatam? In some Bhagavatam class. Little bit of Krishna's qualities. That's the power of hearing. You hear little bit of Bhagavatam, you are inspired to study Bhagavatam systematically, more thoroughly, more deeply. That's what happened with Sukadev Goswami also. Those who raised hands here, all of you are followers of Sukadev Goswami. Right? And the next step is Nityam Vishnu Janapriyaha. Sukadev Goswami became very dear to all the devotees. Vishnu Janas means Lord Vishnu's Janas. People who belong to Lord Vishnu or devotees of Lord Vishnu or Vaishnavas. Nityam Vishnu Janapriyaha. Sukadev Goswami became very dear to all the Vaishnavas and all the Vaishnavas became very dear to Sukadev Goswami. On what basis? Is his dearness, is his friendship, is his relationship between Sukadev Goswami and other Vaishnavas? On the basis of Sukadev Goswami's attraction towards Krishna's qualities. And what is the basis of their attraction towards Krishna's qualities? Studying Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So, if you want to develop loving, cordial Vaishnava relationships, friendships, devotee friendships, get attracted to Krishna's qualities by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. How many of you want cordial, loving, deep Vaishnava friendships and relationships? All of you, my God. Then you should sit together and hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Not only once in a while, on a regular basis. Nityam. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Regularly gather together. Not without this camera, without this mic, without 100 to 200 people sitting around us. Just even one-to-one conversations. Your personal conversations can be filled with your attraction towards Krishna's qualities. We are attracted to one quality of Krishna. You share that quality with other devotees. And they are attracted to some quality of Krishna, they will share their appreciation for that quality. Which quality of Krishna attracts you? What's your name? Your name is Vishnu. What's your name? Sri Harsh. Yes. Which quality of Krishna attracts your heart the most?
Compassion.
Compassion. Oh, great. And you? Your name? Okay, Siya. What quality of Lord Ramachandra attracts you the most? Or Krishna? Because you said Siya, then I said Ram. She's deciding. And you? You are Sri Vaishnavi, right? Yes. Which quality of Krishna attracts you the most? Okay. She's too small to speak. You? Adults also can speak. Okay, not only kids. Yes. What's your favorite quality of Krishna?
The name is
Krishna's name. My God. You must be chanting 64 rounds every day. Okay. And anyone else?
Naughtiness.
Naughtiness of Krishna. You took so much time to recognize this quality of Krishna. That means you are not naughty. So Krishna has naughtiness, sweetness, beauty, sweet name, compassion. He is compassionate upon so many demons also. He is so compassionate that he gives liberation to the demons that he killed. He is so compassionate that even if his devotees commit such abominable mistakes, he forgives them. Apichet suduracharo bhajate mamananya bhak. So, whole life will go in meditating on one quality of Krishna. Sufficient. One quality of Krishna, if we carefully meditate on it, contemplate on it, your whole life will be occupied with that contemplation. Krishna has oceanic qualities. Srimati Radharani has oceanic qualities. Mai apara karunya, saushilya, saundarya, madhurya, audarya, gambhirya, vatsalya, jaladho, nimishtamana bhava. You know what is Krishna consciousness? You know what it means to think of Krishna, manmana bhava madbhakto. What does it mean to be absorbed in Krishna's thoughts? How do we implement this instruction of manmana? By immersing our minds in 7 oceans of Krishna. What are the 7 oceans? Mayapara Karunya. Krishna is an ocean of compassion. Karunya means compassion. Saushilya. Krishna is an ocean of good character. Saundarya. Krishna is an ocean of beauty. Unparalleled spiritual beauty. Transcendental beauty. Madhurya. Krishna is extremely sweet. Sometimes people are very beautiful, they are not very sweet. Their interactions are not sweet. But there are some people who are very sweet, but their looks are not so great. But Krishna has Saundarya also, Madhurya also. Saundarya, Madhurya. Audarya, Krishna is extremely benevolent. Gambhira is very grave also. Those are very sweet and playful and naughty, they are not very grave. But Krishna is very grave also. As grave as an ocean. Gambhirya. Then Vatsalya. Krishna is an ocean of affection towards his devotees. Jaladhi means an ocean. So, Manmana means to immerse our minds in these 7 oceans of Krishna. Nimishtamana bhava. Sukadev Goswami immersed his mind in these oceanic qualities of Krishna. Unlimited qualities of Krishna. So this is how Sukadev Goswami became thoroughly Krishna conscious and became very dear to devotees, and all the devotees also became dear to Sukadev Goswami. And he became the immortal speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam. You know what is the first teaching of Sukadev Goswami? When Parikshit Maharaj was cursed to die within 7 days, he gave up his kingdom. He came on the bank of Ganga, He sat there and he requested the sages, Gayatha Vishnu Gatha, you just glorify Lord Vishnu. Speak Vishnu's glories. I don't have to hear anything else. Then he asked them two questions. What is the responsibility of a person throughout one's life? And what a person is supposed to do at the time of death? Two questions. How to live and how to leave. And all these sages, they were having some kind of discussions. They are unable to answer properly. Then they looked in the direction, and from the direction Sukadev Goswami came. He came and sat on the Vyasasan in front of Vyasadev. And he started answering these questions. How to live and how to live. What a person should hear, chant and remember throughout one's life, and what a person is supposed to hear, chant and remember at the time of death. Then Sukadev Goswami started answering these questions, and the first thing that he said, Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi Shrotavyah Kirtitavyascha Smartavyascha Bhayam. 2.1.5 Srimad Bhagavatam. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi. You asked me, my dear Sukadev, my dear Parikshit, you asked me what a person is supposed to hear, chant and remember throughout one's life. And at the time of death, answer is same. You hear about Krishna. You hear about Lord Hari. You glorify Lord Hari. And you remember Lord Hari. And you worship Lord Hari. That's the first teaching that came out of the mouth of Sukadev Goswami. After appreciating the questions of Parikshit Maharaj, Sukadev Goswami gave his first teaching in this second canto. First chapter, 5th shloka. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Hari. Shrotavyah Kirtitavyascha Smartavyascha Ichchata Bhayam. You do Sravanam, Kirtanam and Smaranam. Simple. Hear about Krishna, chant, glorify Krishna, and remember Krishna. That's all. And he continued that series. At the end, in the 11th shloka, he said, Harir Namanu Kirtanam. Very beautiful. He said, Etan nirvidyamananam ichchatam akuto bhayam yoginam nrupa nirnitam Harir Namanu Kirtanam. If you really want to become fearless, how many of you have some fears in life? Any fear? Kuch to, bhai. Prabhu, no problem. Parikshit asked only two questions, how to live and how to live. And Sukadev Goswami answered these two questions completely. In just 11 shlokas. And after that, seeing that, everybody is not ready for this answer, he saw so many sages, their faces are like, Harir Namanu Kirtanam. We thought Ashtanga Yoga, we thought some Devata worship, we thought some Virat Rup meditation. Then he got into all that other topics. And he got into so many pastimes also. Ultimately his teaching is bhakti, but to satisfy people who are not yet ready for pure bhakti, he spoke other topics also. But Bhagavatam's prominent message is bhakti, pure bhakti. And pure bhakti includes Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. And pure bhakti also includes, or essentially, it boils down to chanting the holy names of Krishna. And many, many other teachings Sukadev Goswami has given. He also described how bhakti is an accommodative process. How Krishna accommodates everyone. Whatever may be your background, you can happily perform bhakti. Akamaha sarva kamova moksha kama udaradhihi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Akamaha, say you have no desires. Sarvakamava, you have all kinds of desires. Mokshakama, you are specifically desiring liberation. Whichever category you belong to. Akama category, Sarvakama category, Mokshakama category. Whichever category you may belong to. Gnani, Karmi, Bhakta, whatever. Tivrena Bhakti Yogena, perform intense bhakti, devotional service. Yajeta Purusham Param, worship Lord Hari. Worship that Paramapurusha Krishna. That is the teaching of Sukadev Goswami. And throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, you can see the qualities of Sukadev Goswami, his detachment, his devotion, his presentation skill, his absorption in the qualities of Lord Hari, his memory. In the 9th canto, he describes all the dynasties. Who will remember all those names? And he did not keep any PowerPoint laptop. What is PowerPoint? There are slides and there are some notes. He did not have all that. He just spoke 7 days continuously. Everything is here. Not here. Here. Yaha svanubhavam akhila shruti saramekam. We began there, we'll conclude there also. Yaha svanubhava means he personally assimilated, internalized, realized, absorbed the teachings of Bhagavatam, and whatever he spoke came from his heart, not from his memory. It's not a presentation skill. It's a realization, not presentation. His presentation is filled with realization. Sva anubhavam. So let us thank Sukadev Goswami for giving us Srimad Bhagavatam. Let us thank the hosts. Let me thank the hosts for asking me to speak on this topic of all the topics. Very grateful. It helps me to again remember Sukadev Goswami's blessings, Sukadev Goswami's empowerment. Once again, thank you very much. Srila Sukadeva Goswami ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions, comments? 1, 2, 3.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for such a wonderful narration. Prabhu, I have 2 questions, if that's okay.
Yeah.
It is mentioned in Bhagavatam that it is
8 o'clock or 9 o'clock?
8.
Okay.
I was saying it's mentioned in Bhagavatam that how pleasing it is to hear and how it calms down the mind and senses. But at the same time, like, it is very hard to understand Bhagavatam with a disturbed mind. Like when we try to hear with a turbulent mind, it goes over the head. How, like, what can we do in that case?
Overhead transmission. Keep hearing. Keep on hearing. Will become attentive. Whether you are finding that Bhagavatam narration tasty or non-tasty, whether you are finding it juicy or not so juicy, whether you are happy or not happy hearing, keep hearing. One day you'll happily hear. Prabhupada said that a jaundice patient will not be able to taste the sweetness of sugarcane juice. But you should continue to drink sugarcane juice. One day it will taste sweet. Initially it tastes bitter. Initially it's overhead transmission when you are hearing Bhagavatam. Then after continuing to hear, it will enter the head. Eventually it will enter the heart. Right? Directly it may not happen. Before that it can happen here. Before that it happens like this. Continue to hear, to develop taste. We don't have taste for chanting the names of the Lord. What are we supposed to do? Continue to chant. Then taste will come. Radha Govind Maharaj says, somebody asked him, माला करने में रुचि नहीं आ रहे, नहीं करेगा तो आएगा क्या? I don't know if it is grammatically correct, but something to that effect. I could not repeat as it is words, but you are not getting taste in chanting the names of the Lord. So if you don't chant, will you get taste? You chant to get taste. You chant without taste. One day you'll chant with taste. Then you'll chant more. Similarly, you're not finding the process of hearing very tasty, very juicy, very exciting. Continue to hear. One day it will appeal to you. Then you will hanker to hear. I want to hear more, and more. Right?
Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhu, in the beginning of class, you mentioned about envy. So envy, it is said that, all the qualities that we have, all the emotions, they originate from Krishna, and that's why we have them. What is the origin of envy? So like, how can something exist that doesn't exist in Krishna?
How does it help us to know the origin of envy? We know there is some envy in the heart. This much or this much or this much. There is some envy. And we know the process of relinquishing that envy. We know the process of getting rid of that envy. Let's work on it. We know we have to be non-envious. We know how to become non-envious. We know we are envious. Sufficient. How did I become envious? It's practically not relevant. That question is practically irrelevant. Prabhupada says, when somebody is drowning in the ocean, somebody comes on a boat, throws a rope. Come, we'll rescue you. Will you catch the rope and get into the boat? Or will you say, Kisne dhakka mara? Who pushed me into this water? First tell me that. First tell me who pushed me into this ocean. Waves are not torturing you. And you are getting some assistance. Please get into the boat. Sometimes when we hear this answer, we feel very dissatisfied, isn't it? हमारा मुंह बंद करने के लिए कुछ तो बोल रहे प्रभु. Just to make a silent, Prabhu is saying something. After saying this, there is no argument, right? Definitely it's not relevant for us. But somewhere, some corner of the intelligence says, what's wrong in knowing it? What's wrong in knowing the origin of envy in the heart of a conditioned soul? I don't know if it is possible to know. If you know, if it is possible for you to know, please know. You don't need to tell me. I am not interested to know. But if you are interested to know, and if you are able to find the origin of that envy in the heart, how did it actually appear in the heart of a soul who is Amsha of Krishna? If you really can know, you please know. But even after knowing also, the path will not change. Path of bhakti will not change. Our destination or the aspiration, the goal, human goal will not change. Right? After knowing why I became non-envious, will I become non-envious? I understood the reason for my envy. After knowing why I became envious, will I become non-envious automatically? You have to follow the path. Right? You came to know that this is the reason for my envy. And will that knowledge make you non-envious? No. Being aware of the reason for envy will not make us non-envious. Following the path of bhakti will make us non-envious. Hearing Srimad Bhagavatam will make us non-envious. Pravishtaha karnarandhrena svanam bhava saroruham dhunoti shamalam Krishna saridasya yatha. When we allow the sound vibration of Srimad Bhagavatam to enter our ear holes, Krishna will enter through the ear holes into the heart, and he will remove that envy in the heart. He will remove that lust in the heart. He will remove that pride in the heart. He will remove that whatever is unfavorable for bhakti, he will remove it. He will cleanse it. Focus on the cleansing process. Let's prioritize getting rid of envy rather than knowing how did I become envious. Sometimes you may know, I became envious because he's more prosperous than me. That appreciating, convert that envy into appreciation. Some immediate reasons you may figure out, but The origin of envy in the soul, not traceable. Even if it's traceable, not relevant. Doesn't make much difference. It makes no practical difference in our life, in our sadhana, in our spiritual goals. It may be inconceivable also. Let's not waste time. Simple. That's more practical.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I hope you don't mind if I ask a challenge. I'm just curious, in good faith, but I'm curious with the essence of the Bhagavatam being to hear and chant about Krishna's name, form, qualities, pastimes. There's very limited section of our Shastra that's actually about Krishna directly, especially Krishna and Vrindavan. So then there's so much of it that is either convincing us about hearing about Krishna or about other forms or whatever it is. But so I'm curious, why, once we're convinced, why should we just focus on Krishna, hearing directly about Krishna, or what is the relevance of hearing everything else then after?
Our conviction may be lost because of Maya. You want a proof? 5th canto Bhagavatam, 18th chapter, 4th sloka. Vadanti vishvam kavayasmanashwaram pashyanti chadhyatma vito vipaschitah tathapi muhyanti tavajamayaya savismitam krityamajam natosmitam. There are so many great souls who understand the temporary nature of this material world, who know that this body is insubstantial, who know that the soul is part and parcel of Krishna. They know that bhakti is the supreme path. Not just they know, they preach also. They convince others also. Vipaschitaha, very experienced. Vadanti vishwam kavayasmanashwaram, kavis. Pashyanti chadhyatma vidopi vipaschitaha, very experienced people, very realized people. They perceive, they understand, they realize the insubstantial nature of this material world, and they realize the importance of spiritual life. But tathapi, still muhyanti, they are bewildered by tava ajamayaya, your illusory energy, O Krishna. Suvismitam, they become thoroughly bewildered. Are we greater than Brahma? When Brahma saw Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes, not even Madhurya pastimes, by the way. When Brahma saw Krishna having lunch on the bank of Yamuna with the Gopas, when Brahma saw Krishna eating the jhuta, eating the remnants of Madhumangal, when Brahma saw the Gopas feeding some food from their own mouths into Krishna's mouth, Brahma was bewildered. Is he Krishna? Is he the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Did I pray for his descent only? Let me test him. Brahma could be bewildered by seeing Krishna's intimate pastimes. Direct, as you said in your words, direct Krishna Katha, direct Krishna Leelas. Brahma, who directly witnessed Krishna's Leelas, he is bewildered by Krishna's Leelas. Therefore, philosophy is important. Philosophical discussion is important. Throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, there is constant philosophical discussion. Even the core Krishna Leelas, Vrindavan Leelas, spoken by the most empowered speaker Sukadev Goswami, are presented with philosophy. He speaks Damodar Leela. Half the chapter is Leela, where Yashoda Mata is running behind Krishna with a stick and Krishna is crying. Ridantam muhur netra egvam rijantam. But you see the second half? Fully, it's complete philosophy. Na chantar na bhiryasya na purvam na pichaparam. Sukadev Goswami says that this boy, this little child, 2-3-year-old boy who's crying for butter, crying for mother's milk, being punished and scolded by mother, being tied up by mother, he has no inside, has no outside. Na chantar na bahiryasya, na purvam na pichaparam. He has no beginning, he has no end. And Yashodamata is trying to bind him with a rope. Trayyachopanishadbhischa sankhyayogaischa sattvataihi upagiyamana mahatmyam harim samanyatatmacham. You know the shloka? 10th canto, 8th chapter, 45th shloka. Vishnu Chakra Thakur says that this shloka is the Paribhasha Sutra of Krishna Leela. You know what is the meaning of the shloka? Nachantar, the shloka is that Trayyachopanishadbhischa sankhyayogaischa sattvataihi. Trayyacha in all the 3 Vedas, Upanishadbhischa in all the Upanishads, Sankhya Yoga is Sattvataihi in all the Sattvata scriptures and scriptures that describe Sankhya Yoga. Upagiyamana Mahatyam, Krishna's Mahatmya, Krishna's greatness, Krishna's opulence is described. In 4 lines, 3 lines went in, presenting Krishna's opulence only. But what is the 4th line? Little line. Harim Samanyat Atmajam. Yashodamata considers that Supreme Lord Krishna as her Atmaja, as her son. First 3 lines are meant for us to understand who is Krishna. And last line is meant for Vrajavasis. And last line is meant for us also to appreciate the Vatsalya affection of the Vrajavasis, Vraja mothers towards Krishna. Although Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Otherwise, when we directly discuss or witness Krishna's Vraja pastimes, Vatsalya, Madhurya especially, we may take Krishna for granted. We may say, I was also scolded by mother so much, and Krishna has also been scolded. If you happen to have a son or a daughter, they are doing some mischief. And you punish them, you scold them, you give them feedback and correction. You know, Krishna is like my son, or my son is like Krishna. That's understanding many people have. People don't consider Krishna as God. Therefore, Sukadev Goswami, while describing Krishna Leela, has to constantly remind us that Krishna is God. How does Damodar Ashtakam begin? Namami Ishwaram. What is Damodar Leela? Krishna gave up his Ishwaratva. Is Krishna Ishwara in Damodar Leela? He is controlled by Mother Yashoda's rope. But Damodar Ashtakam begins with Namami Ishwaram. He is Ishwara, he is the supreme controller. He is being controlled by Mother. He is crying. Because Mother is scolding. But our Satyavrata Muni reminds us that Namami Ishwaram, this boy who is being scolded by Mother, who is being chased by Mother, who is being tied up by Mother, is Ishvara, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Supreme Controller, Master of all Masters. You don't forget it. So we need to remember it. If Brahma can forget that Krishna is Supreme Lord by seeing his Krishna's Vraja Leelas, who are we to not forget? Maya. And I said also, when there is lust in the heart, you cannot appreciate Radha Krishna Leelas. You may understand a little bit, but we get diverted. So, constant philosophical discussion is important. Sometimes to hear direct Vraja Leelas, intimate Leelas, seems to be very exciting. More exciting. Okay, let me just stand. Oh, Radha Krishna Leelas, let me go and hear. We become extra curious. Hey, मुझे पता है, Bharat Maharaj, I know. ऋषभदेव teachings, I know, completely. परीक्षित महाराज, अरे कितने बार सुनेंगे? आगे बढ़ो. ध्रुव महाराज, प्रहलाद महाराज, अरे every nursing is the same Prahlad Maharaj. I want Radha Krishna Leelas. This is what will happen if we directly jump into esoteric Leelas. Not that we should not. Of course, as Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we need to understand Krishna Tattva, Radha Tattva and become their worshipper. But Prabhupada said, you worship Radha Krishna in the mode of Lakshmi Narayan. Why he has to say that? Reverence factor has to be there. Otherwise, familiarity breeds contempt. We become overly familiar with Krishna, with Krishna's Vraja Leelas. Because in Vrindavan, none of the Vrajavasis consider Krishna as God. And you keep on discussing about them, you also stop considering Krishna as God. But they are not considering Krishna as God out of pure prema, but we may do so out of pure ignorance, pure maya, or pure illusion, or familiarity, over familiarity. So we need to balance. We are not stopping anyone to hear 10th canto Bhagavatam. Prabhupada gave a Krishna book, the summary of 10th canto. Before he even completed the translation of Bhagavatam, he gave us Krishna book first, essence. But within the essence of the 10th canto, summary of 10th canto, in the form of Krishna book, Prabhupada added a first canto also, second canto also, third canto also, fourth canto also. So much philosophy throughout Krishna book. So that we don't take Krishna Leela very cheaply. Makes sense? Does it answer your challenging question? It was not challenging. You said it, maybe out of humility or whatever. It's a genuine question. Thank you. Yes. Oh, you want to ask? Yes.
Quick question, Prabhu. I mean, one of the quality of Sukadev Goswami that you said is about his systematic study of Bhagavatam after hearing. So, I mean, are there any other qualities that you would like to share with us about Sukadev Goswami that he got empowered by Lord Krishna to speak Bhagavatam?
The whole class is about that only. You are asking me to extend the class. Hare Krishna, so many qualities. Read Bhagavatam, you will find. Yes, your question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I had one question. But I first wanted to say that I'm very grateful to you, Prabhu. I'm very grateful to you for being here. You constantly keep traveling to many places, and it's very clear that you practice a lot of self-control and sense control. That must be a lot of hard work, and it only benefits us when you come and speak to us and give us your association. So I'm very grateful to that, Prabhuji. And my question was, so for someone like me, I can only be completely receptive to, like when someone is speaking about Krishna Leela or anything from the Bhagavatam or any lecture, I can only be receptive to that, accepting of that when I feel like the speaker is actually genuine, you know. I feel like they're not doing it for pride or anything like that when they're genuine. But if I sense that there's a little bit of ingenuity, there's this like sometimes this rebellion inside where I don't want to listen to them. But I was wondering about people who actually have like that genuine devotion and bhakti towards Krishna, and they always want to listen to Krishna's pastimes. When they're listening to a speaker speak about Krishna with a little bit of, you know, pride or something like that, they're looking to like bolster their standing or something like that. Do people with full bhakti, do they get angry or do they still accept it with humility? Like, what is their attitude towards
Whose
speakers?
attitude? Who?
People who have genuine devotion towards people who are speaking Krishna's pastimes with a little bit of pride or not with a completely good intent.
Very sensitive question. Maybe loaded question, but genuine question. Because you're asking about genuinity in the speaker of Bhagavatam. I'll share my little understanding. There is pride in the heart. There is envy in the heart. There are many other shortcomings, anarthas in the heart of a conditioned soul or a struggling sadhaka who is doing some Shravanam and Kirtanam as a part of sadhana. So, when a proud person is speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, that speaking of Srimad Bhagavatam will purify him of that pride. that will make him humble. Because he's utilizing his ability to speak in glorifying Krishna. That sincere glorification of Krishna will purify the heart. If pride is there in the heart, that will go away. It may take some time, but it will go away. Lust is there in the heart, it will go away. Envy is there in the heart, Krishna will wipe out that envy. So we should be happy to see people who are not yet pure are following the pure path and making their feeble attempts or taking their baby steps to glorify Krishna, engage their power of speech in glorifying Krishna's Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila. And that's the only hope for them. So we need to look at them with compassion, not being overly judgmental. Yeah, if you are not at all getting inspired by the presentation style of somebody, that's fine. You can respectfully stay away. That's your preference. But bhakti is very purifying process. So a part of bhakti process is Shravanam Kirtanam. Kirtanam is not only singing with harmonium. Kirtanam means glorification of Krishna's Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila. So when somebody is speaking Krishna Katha, still there is some pride in the heart. That speaking of Krishna Katha will purify that heart of pride. But if the pride is little too much, they are taking pride in speaking. It's not that there is a subtle difference. Somebody is speaking Krishna Katha to purify oneself of that pride. And somebody is becoming proud of speaking Krishna Katha. Right? Then Krishna will do the needful. He will take away that person's opportunity to become proud. He will not allow him to speak Krishna Katha if speaking is making him proud. Indra was a wonderful administrator. He is providing rains to all the people in this world, but he became proud. What was the reason for the pride? He is doing his services effectively. His seva is great. But while doing that seva, he is receiving worship from all the residents of earthly planet, including Vrajavasis. They were doing Indra Puja. Then Krishna noticed pride in Indra. What did Krishna do? He stopped Indra Puja and made Indra humble. He did not take him out of position of Indra. He allowed him to continue his seva. But what is problem with his seva? There's no problem with the seva, but the attitude in doing that seva is not very pleasant. He's very proud. And what's causing that pride? The puja that he's receiving, the worship, that adoration, the claps, the results that he's receiving. So Krishna cut that. So Krishna will purify someone if somebody is not maintaining their humility, if they're presenting Krishna Katha with pride, or if they are too desirous of self-glorification, they're boasting, or they're looking forward for appreciation and all, Krishna will do the needful. And if you happen to be the superior of that person, so if you are guiding someone, these younger little children are there, you are guiding them. If you see our little Sri Vaishnavi speaking Krishna Katha and also becoming little, I spoke very well. He doesn't, I know, but still. She sings slokas very nicely, right? You come for kids satsang, aisa. So if someone who is younger than you, who is under your care, under your mentorship, if they are becoming a little proud, and if you are noticing it, as a loving caretaker, as a well-wisher, as an affectionate well-wisher, you can correct them. Right? If they're receptive. If they're not receptive, then it's beyond your scope, but at least when they're receptive, you can go and correct them. Hey, Prabhu, you seem to be a bit not the right thing to do. You can correct them. But if they are your seniors, I mean, it's not very advisable to go and give a correction to them. And sometimes it's not pride also, it's our perception. Before suspecting others' intentions, suspect your perceptions. Right? Before doubting them, give a benefit of doubt. They may not be proud. Maybe they have an authoritative voice. The voice itself is a bit louder. They're outspoken or talkative. Some people are like very talkative. They're very animated in their speech. They do many things. That's not necessarily pride. That's their swabhava. That's their nature. They're expressive. That being expressive is not necessarily pride. Sometimes we may sit in the class like a jury panel. I was saying, right? CPU formula. Right? We may sit in the class like a jury panel. Let's remove that hat of being jury panel and keep the hat of being a student. Still, if the pride in the speaker is so evident that you are getting disturbed by it, maintain respectful distance. If they're younger than you, you can correct them. If they're seniors to you, you cannot correct them, but you are getting too disturbed by it. You didn't find the genuinity. Then you can respectfully maintain a distance and respect them from a distance, than coming close and disrespecting them. If it's not good for their bhakti, Krishna will do the needful. But ensure that it doesn't become bad for your bhakti by judging them or by labeling them or criticizing them. But it's valid. A humble devotee can make an impact on our consciousness. When they speak Harikatha with humility, when they glorify Krishna with a sincere desire to glorify Krishna and not for self-glorification, then naturally that inspires us. It's not necessarily the presentation skill. It's not the eloquence. It's not the voice modulation. It's the genuinity of heart, as you said. So when somebody is speaking genuinely, that touches our heart. Take inspiration from such people. But if it's not touching your heart, then you may choose to respectfully maintain a distance instead of judging them. But please be reassured that bhakti will purify them. The very process of glorifying Krishna, either in a pleasant mood or unpleasant mood, that process will glorify them. And if it's like really arrogant, Krishna will do the needful. Guru will do the needful. Vaishnavas will do the needful. But if it's beyond our scope, let's protect our bhakti. That's all I can say. Does it make sense?
Prabhu, because I asked the question, I just wanted to say that I have never been in a class where like a devotee has given a talk like that. Mostly sometimes, on social media, you see stuff like that. But yeah. Otherwise, in ISKCON, in devotees, it's a very pleasant experience. Yeah. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. There are 2 online questions.
Okay. Let's take one. One Mata is wanting to ask a question there.
The first one is from Ishwari Pran Mataji from St. Louis. She's very grateful for your nectarian class today. Her question is, how did Srila Vyasadeva select those 2 specific verses that attracted Sukadeva Goswami out of 18,000 verses? She says, I'm sure Srila Vyasadeva knew what will attract Sukadeva Goswami.
I don't know. I haven't read or heard anything about it. I don't know if they are the 2 shlokas. Popularly they are the shlokas. But I personally haven't read or heard anywhere. If someone has a reference, I'll be grateful to learn. But I don't know. But they're very sweet shlokas. They're amazing. They're my favorite shlokas. In my first reading of Bhagavatam also, I became very attracted to these shlokas. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Can you hear?
I can hear.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Prabhu. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and love of Srimad Bhagavatam with all of us. Really grateful. So my question is based on what you mentioned briefly, that after Sukadev Goswami came out of the womb, he started running. He didn't want to do anything with the material world. He was like an impersonalist, Brahmavadi. Then this question arises, or it makes me think that how come Krishna gave him that mercy of sharing Srimad Bhagavatam with all mankind for years and generations to come? I mean, is it because we can't understand Krishna's activities? They're
I
unconceivable.
didn't get Matas. Can you say, repeat it?
So Sukadev Goswami was an impersonalist, Brahmavadi, initially, before he heard the Bhagavatam from Vyasadeva, right? But but we also see that he received the mercy of reciting Srimad Bhagavatam to Sukadeva Goswami, to Parikshit Maharaj, right? So it's a big mercy from Krishna. So how do we understand this? Is it because
Simple. There are so many Vaishnavas. At one stage of their life, they manifested some quality. For a very, very, very brief amount of time, Sukadeva Goswami manifested the quality of Atmaram. Very brief amount of time. After birth, he went into the forest. Like a Brahmavadi, like a self-realized Atmarama. But he heard the shlokas and he came back. How much time is that? Compared to his long life as a speaker of Bhagavatam, as a pure Vaishnav, that phase is very, very small. So let's not overemphasize on a small phase of a Vaishnava's life, while the majority of life is spent as a pure Vaishnav, as a devotee of Krishna.
Okay, Prabhu. And one more small question is there any prayer specifically that we can recite to pray to Sukadeva Goswami so that...
Yahasvanubhavam akhila shruti saramekam yam parvarajantam 1.2.3
Okay.
and 2.4 first canto second chapter. Sukha Goswami offers prayers to Sukadeva Goswami. Same shlokas
prayer.
we can offer.
Okay. Thank you
That's
so
all
much.
I know.
Thank you.
So we'll conclude. Thank you very much. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.